Time for art.
Have you been following this Alex Murdaugh case?
No.
It just got announced. He was found guilty
Oh.
of murdering his wife and son.
Oh, yeah. I saw a headline that said as much.
Yeah, there's a
I haven't read
documentary
anything
on,
about it yet, though.
There's a good documentary on Netflix called The Murdaugh Murders.
There's already a documentary?
Yeah, it aired right during the trial.
Wow. It's a little fast.
Yeah, it's funny watching the documentary because it feels like it's old. But it was like, oh, this happened a year and a half ago.
Oh.
And someone's on trial for it now. But most documentaries have come and gone and know the outcome. And this one, they just had enough that they did a 3-episode documentary. And I wonder if they're going to do a 4th one as a follow-up.
Huh.
Yeah, we were watching another docuseries on HBO about like some church where the founders were nuts, and then they were filming the documentary, but then the people like died during the filming of it, so they stopped the documentary to kind of wait to see what happens and research this, like, their death.
Dang. That was a morbid way to start the stream.
Yeah.
It's just what's in the news right now, though.
It's we're still up to date.
Topical.
Very topical.
Sounds
Breaking
good.
news.
Yeah.
This just in.
This just in. Dinner was delicious.
Dinner was delicious.
They did such a good job.
So what did you think of the Jinya ramen place we just went to?
Oh, it was fantastic. I loved it. It's in my top 5 now.
Yeah. What are your top 5 indie
ramen scene?
Yeah, and you don't have to put them in order.
Okay, Kizuki, Shoyu Shop at Strange Bird, Jinya. I like Wei. Wei ramen was good. And, what's left? Ray's. Ramen Ray.
Ramen Ray. Yeah, there's also Aso Ramen's pretty good in Fisher's, although I do think Jinya's a little better.
I haven't been to that one.
Then
sounds like that's the next one I need to check out.
Oh, we've been there.
A what? Have we?
We went there like a year ago.
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I just forgotten about it.
I guess it was not memorable.
I guess not. Oof. Sorry, guys. This was not an endorsement.
It's just the other ones are so good.
Right.
Yeah, I've been going to the Wee Ramen downtown. It's good. I'm a fan.
I'm wondering if... No, that's just the way I draw her. I was like, her neck is so long. I can move the shoulder up.
She's swan-like. Statuesque.
Graceful.
Graceful, there you go.
How's the Smash Pumpkin song go? Graceful swans of never topple to the earth.
Something like that.
Tomorrow's just an excuse away.
No, the copyright police.
Oh no! Wee wee! Sir, come out of the house. That was a horrible Billy Corgan impression.
No, that's kind of what he sounds like.
Actually, sir, I thought it was pretty good. Regardless, you now owe a ton of money, so you're under arrest.
It was so good that you are now in trouble.
Mm-hmm. People were confused. They thought it was Billy.
I feel like they put another album out recently, the Smashing Pumpkins.
Did they?
I think there's a couple that I've not really been keeping track of.
Well, yeah. I mean, in the late 2000s, yeah.
No, I mean like...
No, I mean, not late 2000s. I meant late 2010s.
Yeah.
Did anything come out in the 2020s?
I believe so. I will look it up.
Cool. I know they're touring right now. I saw a rig rundown of the guitars that Billy uses.
Well, they did Sire, C-Y-R, Crier? No, Sire in 2020.
Okay.
And then Autumn came out this year.
Really?
Yeah. And I think it's part of the same concept album, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, multi-parts?
I think so.
It's like a continuation. Cool. I should check it out.
Actually, there's also a 2018 album that I've not listened to.
That one I have heard.
Shiny and Oh So Bright Volume 1?
Yep.
Yeah, that one I don't know. I remember Monuments to a Elegy.
Elegy.
And then Oceana and Machina.
Yep. Zeitgeist isn't on there, but
oh, Zeitgeist isn't on it. Maybe it's not on Apple Music. Maybe they don't have the rights to it.
I saw an interview where he was like, "Yeah, everyone told me they hated it, so I took it down."
Oh, really? Like
yeah.
He took it down,
and he's like,
"It's not that bad."
Now you don't get it. He was like being real petty about it.
There's a couple of good songs on it.
I actually really love that album.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
But you know, people that only want Siamese Dream and Melancholy Pumpkins, you know, they don't like new stuff. People never do. That's the eternal curse of being a band.
Well, being a popular band.
Yeah, you try to do anything new and people just shit on you for it. Ooh, family-friendly stream. Woo.
Well, we are drinking apple juice.
Yep. I love apples.
I love juice.
I need to combine some layers. I'm always like, why am I not erasing the right thing? I also should just rotate this so I can draw it correctly. Oh, is she saying something in this panel?
No. Don't remember.
That's the one where she's saying hello. This one, I think she's just looking at the treasure. And this one, she's also looking at the treasure. Okay. I was going to ask you how the game development on the Little Guardians game is going.
It's going good. I took a break from it for a while because I was getting a little burnt out on it. But coming back to it, I see a lot of good stuff, and I'm starting to play test it a little bit more and
nice.
Realize as I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, I need to change that. And like, oh, this is too hard, or this is too easy. And why did I do it that way? So renewed energy towards it.
Come at it with fresh eyes.
Yes.
You're seeing a lot of stuff you didn't see before.
Yep. Well, when you have to play a game a lot over and over again to play test it, no matter how good it is,
you're just like,
you just get kind of tired of it.
Yeah.
And you know, but I think it'll be good. I'm pretty much done. I'm mostly tweaking and trying to get things the way I want them. And the game is pretty long. It's a 5-level like dungeon crawl, so I presume people will take multiple sessions. It won't just be like you sit down and play it for a half hour. So I because I want to do it through Drive-Through RPG, where you would get the PDF and print it and cut out pages and stuff. I made these save pouches, so it's a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Like fold in half, and it tells you where to staple them. So it's a little pouch that you can put your character in.
Oh, cool!
With all the stuff that you have, and there'll be like a little note on it that you can put.
You really going the whole DIY route.
Yeah, it's fun. It's different. It's just a different way to think about it. Because the medium is.
It's like a fun little paper craft project.
Yeah.
And a game.
So this is one of the pouches.
Huh. Oh, it looks like a manila folder.
Yeah, like I tried to
a little tab.
put the tab on it and everything.
Yeah.
I'll show the camera there. If you want to hold up to that camera.
Oh, sure.
So they can see it.
Do they get like a slightly better view of mine? Here you go. I'm trying to check the stream to make sure they can see it. There we go.
Yeah, I'm probably going to change it a little bit. I'm actually going to take the logo out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I realized that I want something where they can write their hit points and their shield points and make notes.
That's a good idea.
So that way they can come back to it, and then all the little stuff in here.
There'll be plenty of other places to stick a logo.
Exactly. But yeah, I tried to, because so in the Photoshop file, this goes all the way to the top, so it makes it look like it's a tab.
Yeah.
But when it printed, it cropped it, so it.
Mm.
I may wind up taking that out because that kind of annoys me. Because depending on your printer, depending on the printer, it's going to look different.
Excuse my voice. I have had a very severe upper respiratory infection. Today was my first day back at work in a while. I tried to go back late last week, but I just was like...
He works for a kissing booth.
He
was not very popular today.
Kissy booth. Oh, my customers. No one wants their kisses. I talked about the noises I make while I draw last time, right?
Just like
I don't know if it was
beep and
last
bob.
time. What?
You mean like you sing to yourself?
No, when you like draw, you go like what?
Yeah.
Shweep. Shwoof.
You do your own sound effects.
Whoosh.
Whoosh.
Shoo. Yeah, like that.
Blam. A bam.
It's required. Otherwise, you're not drawing Little Guardians, right?
Awooga. Awooga.
Awooga is a very common sound. Oh, wait. Is this my submarine comic or my fantasy comic?
Oh.
I guess there's less awoogas.
What would you name your submarine comic?
Soggy Guardians.
Soggy. Yeah. That's a good one.
That one pupil was so weird. That's better.
She was squinting.
One of her eyes is just like that animation smear meme from Marge Simpson, where she's like, and like all distorted because it's like an in-between frame. I wonder if people got those frames from pausing the show while they were watching, or did they were they like viewing original animation frames and like, you know how they're like animation souvenirs? Like, oh yeah, I got an animation frame from Steamboat Willie. And it's just an arm. You know?
I would think that it's from an animation frame. That would be my guess.
I don't know. People freeze frame pause on things all the time. I think that's how a lot of memes get started. I haven't drawn it from this angle in a while. I'm trying to remember how the hair goes. Let's look at older Little Guardian stuff. I keep forgetting to bring a book.
Does that help you?
Yes, and that is pretty close to what I did. Yeah, we're good. Thank you. That is like the perfect angle that I needed for this. Yeah.
Well, her hair is asymmetrical.
It's a little weird to figure out. I've like never really perfected how to draw Selma's hair.
Well, I think it's kind of, because it's asymmetrical and punkish, it shouldn't look exactly the same way every time.
Right?
It's constantly in motion.
Yeah.
Like Pocahontas.
She's styling with all the colors of the wind.
Yes, with all of the colors of the wind. Kev Nessa says those are some good lines.
Thank you, Ness.
Which is a common line you heard in the 80s at parties.
Those are some good lines. It was the 80s. I think by this panel, she should be like smiling a little bit. She's like, I am surrounded by tons of treasure. This is starting to get fun.
Yes, this is her just noticing everything, right?
Yeah. But I think she's like going, woo.
Oh, yeah. She's enamored. I did finish the Catapult game. It is live in the store for sale.
You gave me one last time I was here.
Yeah. It's all done.
Nice. I wonder if there was a way to like... You'll have to put a link to it in the show notes of the video when you post this to YouTube.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Link in the bio, as they say. But it's not in the bio. It's in the link down below. See where I'm pointing? It's
like and subscribe.
Down there.
And pinch.
There, that way. I'm doing all the things. That's what the streamers do. I did a live drawing session over the weekend.
Oh, did you?
Yep. There's a figure drawing guild. They call themselves a figure guild of Indianapolis or whatever. It's not like you don't have to like pay dues or anything, but they just hire live models and do it's exactly like art class in college was. You know, 1 minute poses, 5 minute poses, 10, 15, and then like a long one.
Well, that's cool.
It is really cool. I had a lot of fun.
What was it streaming on?
It was it was in person.
Oh. You said live drawing, I just thought of streaming immediately, but it was like in person.
Mm-hmm. I love that you've just completely drunk the streaming Kool-Aid.
That's right. It's tasty.
You're all streaming all the time now. It made me remember a lot of stuff about anatomy, which I then promptly ignore when I do Little Guardians.
Well, it's its own language, right?
Right.
It's cartoony. It's not photorealistic.
Yep, you're right. It is cartoon anatomy, which is not real anatomy, but it should make me better at my cartoon anatomy to study real anatomy.
So in our continuing kick to watch older classic movies, we watched Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade last week.
Mm-hmm.
It was very good. Holds up well.
Last Crusade?
Last Crusade, yeah.
I thought weren't you telling me that was your favorite?
That is my favorite, yeah. And I didn't show Nino or Elaine Raiders or Temple of Doom yet. We just went straight for...
As you put it, the best one.
Yeah. I think the most accessible one.
I'll agree. It is the most fun to see
with children.
Well, I don't know. Like I've heard other things. Like I've heard from some friends that like the second one was on TV a lot, so they grew up with that. And
yeah, but the second one's not great.
No, it's horrible. I think it's the worst one.
Yeah, it's by far the worst one. Also, I don't think it has aged well in the vilifying of Indian people. So, you know.
No, it has not. And the third one is back to hating Nazis, which is always good.
That's always good. I thought it was important to teach my children that early.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I dig your parenting style.
Cabnessa says, are we holding out hope for the new one? I am not hopeful.
No.
I mean, the fourth one was not particularly good. I don't know anything about Indy 5.
I don't know either.
Other than...
I saw the trailer, and it looked like... I don't know. Like, there's just something about Harrison Ford where it feels like he's going along with it, but he's not really... He's kind of smirking at everything. Not just his Han Solo Indiana Jones smirk. Like, he's like, I can't believe you all still want me to do this.
He was fantastic as Han Solo in the newer movies.
Yes.
I thought.
I liked him
and
a lot.
Actually, he was fine in Indy 4. He was not the problem. Solo.
Yeah.
He was not the problem.
He was fine in Indy 4. He
did his part.
The plot of Indy 4 was just insane.
Well, I think Shia LaBeouf's character was awful, and then there was just... It was really hokey from what I remember.
Yeah. It was hokey. I think a lot of people replaced jumping the shark with bombing the fridge.
Yeah. Or he hides in the fridge, right? Well, it was...
An atomic bomb goes off and throws the fridge like hundreds of feet through the air, and it tumbles down a hill, and he just kind of pops out of it like, oh, wow, I'm a little dizzy.
Does he? I don't remember that part.
Yes.
Oh.
He jumps inside of a lead-lined... It's supposed to be a lead-lined fridge.
Yeah, I think he was supposed to protect himself from the radioactivity. But I don't remember it that well.
Oh, it was the worst.
I saw it when it came out and...
So dumb.
Never saw it again.
Good.
Oh, Capnessa says they should bring back the young Indiana Jones Chronicles.
Oh, Young Indiana Jones was great.
It would be funny if Captain Nessa was asking us specifically to bring back the
Sure.
Young Indiana Jones as if we were in control of this.
Ness knows Little Guardians. She knows we can do it.
And we happen to buy the copyright rights to Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, which I don't know that I've seen a ton of. I remember it was like too educational for TV.
Or we need to bring back River Phoenix
Well,
to be young Indiana Jones again.
that would be nice. But he's,
Retired.
It's like when I said they're playing some old school Biggies in here.
Yeah.
And someone pointed out there's no new school Biggie.
And we all went,
Oh, yeah,
and the
that's
world
right.
sucks because of that.
Yeah. He quit the music industry.
Mm-hmm. Remember when Soma used to have this midriff?
Oh, I remember. And you went back and changed it on all the old.
Yep. It was worth changing.
Yeah.
I think it's better now. My archer / thief character can just wear skin tight black. That's fine. The midriff was honestly because I wasn't good at designing costumes yet.
Well, you erased it from existence.
I have erased it from existence.
You special editioned it out of canon.
I mean, I'm sure someone could probably Wayback Machine and like look at our old website, but who would ever want to spend the time to do that? Batman pouches.
Gotta have your shark repellent.
Mm-hmm.
We also watched
I'm trying to remember if she has back pockets.
the
just not gonna-
Goosebumps movie.
Ooh, yeah?
Did you ever
R.L.
see
Stein?
there's a good Goosebumps movie with Jack Black in it from a few years ago that totally not on my radar.
Really?
I was just looking for all ages stuff to watch with my kids, and it's really funny and really well done. I
Awesome.
was shocked.
I'm shocked to hear that.
And then as we were watching it, we're like, man, the soundtrack is like really good. Like
Is it Jack Black?
it was it's orchestral. It was Danny Elfman.
Oh, of course.
Because most like kid horror stuff doesn't really get top billing composers.
But Danny Elfman will do it.
Danny Elfman did it. Yeah.
I mean, that just makes sense. Danny Elfman's the best. Did you see that he's like TikToking?
No.
Yeah. I think he's in a band.
Well, that's cool.
Or he has just like musician friends that he likes to jam with. And they like record videos.
Danny Elfman and Elfmans.
Danny and the Elfmans? I don't know what their names are.
I don't know. It might be really weird.
What?
Is it avant-garde?
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
I bet it's just folk music or whatever.
It's his hardcore rap.
Yeah.
Hardcore gangster rap is his true passion. Danny Elfman.
Band.
Was he an Oingo Boingo?
What? Really?
I guess.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know.
Was he a
that.
founding member or did he join later?
Let's see. Daniel Roberts Elfman for the new wave band Oingo Boingo. I did not know that.
That's pretty awesome. I actually like me some Oingo Boingo.
Didn't he do the Simpsons theme?
I think so.
I mean, he's done so much stuff that's not even listed in his bio, but I think he did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been in the game for a while. Been hired to do a lot of things.
Yeah, he did the Batman soundtrack, which I've actually been listening to lately.
Which one?
The 1989.
Tim Burton?
Yeah, the Tim Burton one. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of soundtrack stuff while I write, because it's backgroundy,
Yeah.
but musical.
Yeah.
So I've been listening to the Batman soundtrack, Star Wars, Indiana Jones.
Does it help you write more theatrically?
Not particularly. It's just I don't like. I write at work a lot, so I don't have total silence. So it's kind of nice to have something. But if it's too rock, like it distracts me. Or if it's like, because I listen to some rap, but if there's like rapping or singing, and I just can't focus on what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. That makes sense.
Captain Nessa says Pee-wee's Big Adventure, which yes.
Oh yeah, that's another good Elfman. Also a classic movie. This one should go a little faster because I'm not drawing a face.
She has an hourglass figure. It's just living off ramen and camping.
It's that shrimp flavored Limbus noodles.
That's right. Yeah, there's ramen in our comic. I didn't even think about that.
Yep.
See? I was ahead of my time.
Yep. You put it in your comic before the hipsters got hold of it.
Yeah. Yep, us Asian people have been eating noodles for a while now. Welcome to the show.
Y'all could have asked. We would have told you much sooner. Although, we made Limbus look like that, American grocery store instant ramen that's not good.
That's certainly the joke.
Yeah. It is not fancy hipster ramen.
No.
Which is meant to emulate traditional Japanese ramen. It is not authentic, really.
Well, that's because they're on the go. I'm sure when she's stopping in the big cities, it's like the big fancy ramen spots.
Oh, you mean...
Because Yaza's like a backwater...
You're talking about where someone likes to go.
Exactly. In the big city.
Oh, yeah. She'll probably let me take you to my favorite Limbus noodle spot.
I'm going to grab a refill. You want one?
Yes. 1 sec.
Yep.
More apple juice, please. See, I'm just thinking of all the Tim Burton-y, Danny Elfman soundtracks. Like Beetlejuice.
And I'm thinking how I need to listen to Oingo Boingo more.
Do-do-do-do-do-do. Which actually sounds a lot like the Simpsons theme.
Oh, maybe. Like the middle part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no! More copyrights. The cops are back. We're not here to arrest you. You're just enjoying the show.
Captain Nessa says Danny Elfman was nominated for an Emmy for the Simpsons theme, but did not win. He didn't win an Emmy until 2005 for the theme to Desperate Housewives of all things.
Really?
That's a makeup award. That's what they make
Oh, we screwed up and we should have given you this a long time ago.
Yeah.
That's
a thing. I think didn't Jack Nicholson win for something other than the Joker? Which he obviously should have won for his portrayal of the Joker in Tim Burton's Batman.
I need just a sec.
Yeah. He won for... Jack Nicholson won for As Good as It Gets? Oh, yeah, he was pretty good in that, actually. No, I guess he won for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which is... Yeah, he's pretty good in that, too. You heard it here first. Jack Nicholson was pretty good in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Breaking news.
Pop my ears real good, blow my nose.
Were those some good lines in there? A little more cleared out now.
Little Guardians. All ages. Young adult graphic novel series. Out now.
I didn't say anything.
In stores near
lines.
you.
I just said lines. You can...
I'm drawing lines right now.
Yeah, you can interpret that any way you want. I literally said nothing.
I guess I gotta figure out what this tiara thing is she's like putting on. I think it should just be like a straight up crown. Just cartoon, pointy, round crown. Where's the first time you see it? Like right here? Okay, let's do that.
From the back?
Yeah.
Oh, well, is that a close-up of it, or is that going to be in silhouette?
It's going to be in silhouette, so I'm going to work out the shape of it here. And then, like, it's got, like, the spikies that go up. Like a cartoon crown, you know?
Almost like Statue of Liberty.
Yes, exactly like that. Or like King Arthur or something. Ye olde English crown. Medieval. And it'll have like some gems on the front. Maybe even a little like fur trim thing around the bottom so it doesn't, just digging metal into your forehead. Yeah, that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spikes is good. This one a little shorter.
6 spikes is kind of showy.
Yeah. Well, 5 is a nice symmetrical. You got the biggest one in the middle and then like 2 on either side. I think we talked about Danny in one of our other streams too. I remember talking about like there was a Song Exploder episode with Danny Elfman and how Danny is the singing voice of Jack Skellington. And when he was working on the music for Nightmare Before Christmas, he was like, I really want to be Jack. And Tim's like, don't worry. You can be Jack.
Cabnessa says 5 was good enough for King Triton?
Yep. King Triton in Little Mermaid. 5 points on the crown.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, 5 is where to go. Classic cartoon crown.
Standard issue.
Standard issue. Bog standard. Finish what you started, human.
What's that from?
It's from Spirited Away.
I've not seen that for a while.
Komachi, the boiler man. This is when Sen is like asking for a job and accidentally gets in the way of the little soot sprites and knocks the coal out of their hands and like picks it up and is like, what do I do with this? He goes, finish what you started. And so she goes and puts it in the fire. And then they all think that she's going to do their work for them. So you can't just show up and take other people's jobs.
Life lesson.
Mm-hmm. They took our jobs. I'm always noticing your head movements out of my peripheral vision. You're always like watching me draw like, I'm like, oh no, what did I do? Did I do something weird?
I'm probably just stretching my neck.
Oh. It's not about you, Lee. It's never about you.
Philosophical question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you put syrup on your pancakes and then cut into it? Or do you have to cut your pancakes and then put syrups on it?
Syrup first.
And then you cut.
Then cut.
Eat like a steak?
Yes.
That's what I do. There's some people in my house that do the opposite that I find strange. But I've seen it before.
They cut it up first and then do syrup on the pieces?
Yes. They cut it up.
Well, that's actually pretty efficient way to do it. Like, especially if you're in a restaurant and you have like the cup of syrup, like the little, like a little ramekin of syrup, or...
I'm too impatient. I don't have that kind of time.
Because then you take a piece of the pancake and you can dip it and then dip it in your syrup and eat it.
Well, they still pour syrup on it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. They cut it up and then pour syrup.
We're not talking fast food pancakes. We're talking restaurant pancakes.
Both. My best buddy in high school, Carl, did that. We'd go to like Denny's or Baker Square, and he had to graph paper his 3 stack of pancakes before he could put syrup on it and then cut into it. I just always thought it was strange.
I feel like you're using me to settle an argument.
No, I'm curious.
Yes. Tell the truth, human.
Just getting data surveyed.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing research for a book about cutting up pancakes.
A book called I Was Right.
And You Were Wrong. The Ed Show story.
Like literally the most cartoony crown.
It works.
It does work.
It's a visual language and you're telling the reader crown.
Mm-hmm. Oh darn, it's so tiny. Her head is so big.
Well, it's a tiara. It doesn't...
I know. It should be...
It should be a little bit bigger.
Like, it should be bigger. Ah!
Or
I should shrink her head. I always draw the head's way too big. Yeah, the head should shrink a bit.
Yeah, the head could shrink a little bit.
Let's do it. Lasso
It's
that.
like surgery.
Actually, no, it's like...
Yeah, it's like...
a beheading.
Yeah, it is.
That's okay. I can clean it up. Do not try this at home. I'm a trained professional. What was that?
That's the head landing on the shoulders.
Did you do those sound effects when you put like
For Ignorant City?
Yeah, I was gonna say when Saner gets a body.
Trying to remember what that was. I did use the piano, the actual. Yeah, I recorded the actual piano for for the little song that plays when he charges up.
Yeah.
And then the other stuff I found on freesounds.org, and some of them I put through like phasers and other stuff to make it.
I think her head's still too big. I'm just not gonna bother.
I think it's
freaking drawing of a crown.
Actually, that looks about right.
It's fine.
Do you put cream cheese on your bagel? Do you eat cream cheese and bagels?
We're asking the hard-hitting questions
I've never
here.
seen you eat a bagel, now that I think about it.
Yes, you have.
I've seen you eat
We've
a
been
muffin.
to so many conventions.
But I saw you eat muffins.
How have we
donuts.
not had bagels?
I don't think we've ever gotten bagels.
I think we have.
I don't know your bagel etiquette.
I think you just have a blind spot in your memory
so
of when the bagels
here's
have.
my bagel question. 2 halves of the bagel.
Yes.
Do you cream cheese both halves?
No, that's wasteful.
Or do you cream cheese one, eat it, and then cream cheese the other?
I cream cheese one with a lot, put it back together.
So you make a bagel sandwich. Oh.
Yeah, and then eat it.
But like eating halves is like having 2 bagels.
2 tiny bagels.
Yeah, I don't know. You savor it more. I've never eaten the full, unless it's a bagel sandwich with like, stuff in it. I always eat halves.
It takes some extra jaw power.
It sure does. I like the shorthand if we're looking at ourselves in the mirror. It reminds me of Cucumber Quest for some reason. I don't know why, but that image.
Oh yeah.
Just makes me think of Cucumber Quest.
Oh man, I haven't read that comic in a long time.
Captain Nessa says McDonald's has surprisingly good bagels. McDonald's has bagels?
Oh yeah, the bagel sandwiches.
I did not know that.
Yes.
I've not been to a McDonald's in a long time.
I will agree partial agree on that, Ness, because the bagel itself is feels weak and kind of thin, like when
Irish.
Well, it's just not as tough as like a really good bagel should be. Should have a little bit more.
A little chewy.
It should have more tooth to it, more strength.
Spicy a little bit.
The McDonald's bagels, the bagel bread itself is a little weak, but
you got to meet it halfway.
The toppings they put in the bagel sandwiches are amazing. Like I get the steak, egg, and cheese one, and it's got like, I don't know, some sort of little breakfasty hollandaise sauce in it. Or is that just a melted cheese? I can't tell. It's all good. The steak is good. The cheese is good. The bacon's good. I love the steak, egg, and cheese bagel at McDonald's. Unapologetically, unironically, I love it.
Dun, 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 dun. He's loving it.
I'm loving it. All right. I gotta draw another crown again. Ooh, oh, that was almost a perfect ellipse on the first try.
Damn.
And let me show you how to fix this, so I don't have to redraw it. Go right up to the middle and do that thing, and then you line it back up.
Smooth.
Close enough. I just didn't want to do it again. It was good enough on the first try. It almost never happens.
That's how Picasso did it.
Sure, man.
He was good in Photoshop.
He was one of the masters.
He was a Picasso.
Some said that he was a Picasso.
What did people say before Picasso when people were drawing good?
Man.
Like, who would they...
He's gonna be a Picasso.
He's gonna be a Michelangelo?
Someday they're gonna use me as a unit of goodness for artists. I'm gonna show a little bit of ignorance of art history here, but like Picasso was like impressionist, right?
Oh gosh.
And they were like hated at first. So it took a while before someone could say, "Look at you, Picasso," and like mean it as like you're so good.
Yeah, probably.
Because the impressionists were like mocked.
Well, he won.
Haha. Well done, sir. You either die the artist or live long enough to see yourself become synonymous with good art. I don't know. I was trying to do the live long enough to see yourself become the villain
Oh.
quote.
Maybe they'll be saying Cherolis. Like,
Hey,
Cherolis.
Cherolis.
Can I use the paintbrush, Cherolis?
No. It would be tablet stylus, not a paintbrush.
Oh, yes. You're hogging all the bandwidth, Cherolis.
Yeah, there you go. That sounds more like
More
something
like
they
you.
would associate me with.
So I noticed when you got your ramyun, you kind of stir it all up
Yeah,
before you start eating.
yes.
I do not do that. I like to kind of stir as I eat.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just I'm impatient. But I like the way you get the noodle and you can like move it around to different parts to get what you want.
Oh,
They're like partitioned
I
off.
see what you
like,
mean.
Now I would like some of the
like you're like, I want some of this noodle, I want some of that.
Exactly. It's like
Ah,
instead of mixing it all up.
I like a little bit
which
of
it gets anyway.
everything.
But it's kind of like I'm cherry picking the meat. Or I'm cherry picking part of this.
Yeah, I do a little bit of that too. Like, I left the egg alone until I wanted it.
Yeah.
I notice you're very interested in food protocol.
I'm just a little bored.
Oh, are you not entertained by my art?
Oh, gotta talk about something.
I'm not a Cherolis yet, huh? Yeah, I guess we gotta talk about something.
You are a Cherolis.
But like
100%.
Cherolis meaning a fantastic artist, like one
You
who you wouldn't be bored to watch.
Oh. I mean, I would probably get bored watching Picasso paint, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, sure. I bet he was an asshole.
Yeah, probably. Is he the one that cut his ear off?
No, that's Van Gogh.
Oh, that's
Van Gogh,
Van Gogh.
if you're pretentious.
So Picasso was the guy with 2 ears, is what you're saying.
Yes,
Ah,
the one painter that had
one
2
guy,
ears.
the 2-eared painter.
Known for having 2 ears.
Double ears, they called him. His most striking feature was his 2 ears.
Good old Sainer Two Legs.
Good old Santa 2 legs. Yeah.
Two Sheds Jackson. I just have the one shed. Okay. Wow. That is a crown. It's a little wobbly, but I don't think I care enough to fix it. That's where the hand goes. It'll cover all the wobbles.
Do you think Picasso ever did that? I'll just put a hand there.
Usually people are putting other things to cover the hand.
Oh, because they don't want to draw a hand. But you're good at drawing hands, so more hands the merrier.
I'm good enough.
I was reading that like the AI programs struggle with fingers.
Yeah, they do.
Like the number of fingers and the placements look all funky.
Yes, that is true. They do.
Your hands is one of those things that when it's wrong, you know it's wrong. And like
when you can't do anything to fix it, it's really frustrating.
Yeah. But like you know it's wrong, you don't know how to fix it.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, since I hurt my finger, I've been using my left hand more for just everyday tasks. And I am the least ambidextrous person alive. I can do like nothing with my left hand. Like eating or brushing my teeth or spreading cream cheese on a bagel.
One bagel half at a time.
It's just very difficult for me to do left-handed.
I'm feeling all sorts of off on the proportions on things lately.
Well, luckily you're in Photoshop. And
I can just fix it, yeah. Fix it in post, as they say.
Ness says that's when you just dip the bagel in cream cheese tub, like an animal. Like an animal. That is very delicious and satisfying to do, but I live in a household of other people.
So you're saying you cannot give in your animal instincts?
No. It's funny because I have the stream up on my laptop and my iPad, and they're at different points in time.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, there's like variability in the lag.
Yeah, I bet it's also different from what my phone sees.
It's crazy sauce. Through work, I won tickets to Straight Jokes No Chaser comedy tour, which has Mike Epps, Cedric the Entertainer, and D.L. Hughley. So I'm going to go into that Saturday night.
I sort of remember all of those names.
There's actually a couple other people that I don't know. Earthquake, which I'm assuming is a person and not a natural phenomenon. And DC Youngfly, who I'm assuming is a person and not a fly that is young.
I do not know who Earthquake is.
Yeah. Although we'll only have ourselves to blame if we go there and there's an earthquake. It's like it
right,
was
you
on
were
the ticket.
warned.
It was on the ticket. Sir, you cannot ask for your money back because an earthquake happened during the show. It was literally on the ticket. Yeah, Damon's going with me.
Oh, cool.
He's coming into town for it.
Kind of sounds like it would be Damien's jam.
Yeah. Should be fun.
How's Damien doing?
He's doing good. He just booked some like speaking gig at some university that he's gonna fly down to. I think he said South Carolina, or maybe North Carolina, or maybe West Carolina, or somewhere in that area. Yeah, he seems to be doing well. His son is really into basketball. He's
oh, neat.
He's
it's good to have interests.
13. I think he's in 8th grade, and he's
oh my god, he's
6'1".
He's that big now?
And he's 6'1".
Oh my
huge.
god. I remember he was kind of big when he was littler too.
Yeah, he's
when he was younger, he was already tall.
Yes, he's a big dude.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
You would have something to talk to him about.
Yeah, I'm jealous mostly because I'm someone who likes to play basketball but has never been particularly tall. Slightly envious of tall people who play basketball.
Yeah, I don't play basketball, so you have nothing to be envious about me.
You're pretty tall though.
I am pretty tall. I'm just saying my height isn't enough. I don't use it well. You're like, what a waste.
What a waste.
A waste of height.
Can't teach tall.
Nope. That sounds like it's from some basketball movie.
That is a basketball saying, I should say. I think Jeff Van Gundy, who was the coach of the Rockets when they got Yao Ming, who was that 7'6" center back in the day, he said, "You can't teach tall." And he's got tall.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever watch the Dodgeball movie with Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn, I want to say?
No.
It was silly, but it was funny. It's about competitive dodgeball. Need I say more? And it's a comedy.
I feel like I've watched the whole movie now.
Yes. That is the general gist. That was the script writing session. So it's a comedy about professional dodgeball. Yep. And they pretty much broke for lunch and we're done.
Mm.
Well, in addition to movie soundtracks, I've been listening to video game soundtracks too while I write.
Why not?
I mean, they're similar vein of just music.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been listening to the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack quite a bit.
Mm.
Zelda, which I think I was letting you listen to some of earlier.
Yep.
And then I was listening to the Oblivion soundtrack, which is an old Elder Scrolls game. And it was not very good.
Oblivion?
The game is great, but listening to the soundtrack, I'm like, this is really boring. Because most of the stuff I listen to is so iconic.
That actually doesn't tell me much because I think you get bored too fast.
But I'm also appreciative of very interesting.
Okay,
music.
so you're saying if it was doing something, you would not be bored so fast.
Well, again, I'm putting this on for background stuff anyway. I just noticed it wasn't particularly melodic. It was more atmospheric.
Mm.
Which, not to nitpick, but the Jurassic Park soundtrack is like not that great.
What?
In comparison to
John
Star
Williams?
Wars or Indiana Jones soundtracks. When you put those like three together, the Jurassic Park one only has a couple of really good themes. That's all I'm saying. I don't mean to cause a fight.
The other ones have more than one?
Yeah. I mean, think about Star Wars and all the iconic themes. Of
Okay, Star Wars, yeah, okay. But like Indiana Jones?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff that from the chase scenes to, when he finds his hat, and there's just a lot of musical themes in it that are very recognizable. Well, Jurassic Park doesn't have as many, in my opinion, but maybe I just don't know it as well. As a movie, I love Jurassic Park. And I still think the soundtrack is very, very good. I'm just comparing it to the brilliance of Star Wars, which I guess is multiple movies, and Indiana Jones, which is also multiple movies.
I need to do something a little bit easier for like 5 minutes. So I'm going to add in this little piece of script, which did not get.
Yellow.
Is it me you're looking for?
Ness says, Ford filed for a patent for a system where if you miss a payment, your self-driving car can just drive away. Which is both dystopian and hilarious. Yeah, that would be one thing that would be hard to not get repossessed is the self-driving car that they can control.
Oh my gosh. That would put repo men out of the business.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you that I went on a couple calls with the first loan company I ever worked for to repossess cars?
Really?
I went twice. I was the drive guy, though. So I drove. I was like 22. This is like fresh out of college.
Uh-huh.
And I worked for like a payday loan company.
Yeah.
Which back then had slightly different rules. But anyway, they did some cash out financing on cars where we would put a lien on your vehicle and give you cash. And if it went far enough, the company had the legal right to repossess your car.
Wow.
But it was a very small company. So my boss says to me one day, like, we're going to go for a drive. And we drove together like a half hour from our office to someone's house. And he got out of the car with the keys and took the car from the driveway without saying anything because you're like repossessing and drove away. And like
You had to drive his car home.
I drove his car back to the office, but like, yeah.
Your boss just did that.
Yeah, and then when I asked him about it, I'm like, oh, that's pretty intense. He's like, well, you're just the drive, like, you'll just drive my car home. I'm like, that's fine. So I asked him, have you ever had any problems doing that? And he's like, oh, yeah, all the time. People come out and yell at me. The cops came once, and yeah. And then the other time I did it, the car was not there. So he was like, oh, well, let's just go back to the office. But pretty hardcore.
That is funny.
Yeah, he said the one time that the guys called the cops and the cops came, the cops sided with the homeowner and wouldn't let him take the car.
Oh, really?
Even though we had a lien. But
and they were behind on
payments. The cop
payments.
was just like, you're going to have to take him to court. Like, I'm not going to let you take this car. That's the seedy underbelly of lending that you don't get to hear about.
I'm trying to remember if I have any cool stories from like my coolest jobs. I mean, between when I worked for Herf Jones and for Creative Works, I worked for Abbott Controls, so I was literally in a hard hat and a day-glow vest, like 30 feet in the air in the ceiling of a high school, like with my hands up into an air handling unit, like wiring stuff up, like clipped in on a one of those like lifts.
Okay.
You know, I was doing that.
Commercial?
What?
Was it commercial or was it residential?
Commercial.
Oh wow!
Like they would do banks, high schools, a lot of high schools, some college buildings, just random commercial buildings. Worked on IUPUI, Westfield High School when they expanded and got renovated. Like I was all over that place. Fishing wires through walls and.
Was it fun or was it too hard?
It was a lot of hard work.
It was a lot of yeah.
But it was also kind of fun. Like, I thought it was cool to use all the equipment and, like, they taught me some basic electrician stuff, like wiring specific devices and, like, I was wiring up thermostats in classrooms.
Wow, that's cool.
Because every classroom has the thermostat, which is wired up to the air handler. There's always, like, one distribution hub, like, in each classroom. They all go back to a larger trunk, but... Like, somewhere in the ceiling in any classroom is, like, one unit. And it, like, pumps air out those vents. So we had to run wires from the thermostat to that unit. And then from that unit out to the hall to hook up to the others. And then back to the... eventually all the way back to the panel. But we didn't install the units. We installed the sensors that go on the units. And they have a completely different board that controls them. Because they were an environmental control company. Specifically, they're kind of like specialized.
Ness says that I have been trying to get rid of a junk car in my backyard. A guy has already paid for it, has the title, he just won't come get it.
Ha! Wow!
It's just free parking.
Hey, at least you got the money.
Yeah, I guess you have a.
But that does suck, though. It's like. Now he paid you to store his junk car for him.
They converted a local defunct high school here into a one-screen movie theater. That's cool.
That's neat. That's a small high school. If they converted my high school to a movie theater, you could probably get 50 screens. It's insane. It's one of those high schools that's way bigger than it needs to be.
You went to Carmel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Carmel's big.
Carmel's insane. I actually saw it pop up on TikTok and other social medias with like the students making little like, this is Carmel, and they like, here's the library, here's the gym, here's the other gym, here's the other gym, here's the other library, here's our theater, here's our backup theater. Here's our practice theater. Here's the
here's the servants' quarters.
Yes, all of that stuff.
This is where we keep the money. That's kind of dirty. We don't like to keep it in our pockets. We just put it over here.
I'm going to do a slightly cleaned up sketch of this panel just because I want to get the facial expression. So this isn't inks. I'm just being messy. Kind of wanted to do like a Elvis Presley sneer.
There you go. Thank you very much. That kind of a look?
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Drawing goofy faces makes me so happy.
It's always good when you can make yourself laugh.
Mm-hmm. What high school did you go to?
It was in Illinois.
Mm-hmm. So therefore you don't have to name it. You're like, oh, I'm not going to know which one, but...
Hoffman Estates High School.
Okay. Well, we told everyone I went to Carmel, so...
Yeah.
If we're going to dox me, we're going to dox you.
Last I remember, which has been probably 10 or 15 years since I've heard anything, I think it's like on the weekends as a church, like on Sundays.
Really?
Like I went out to a church, which is strange for school, but times be tough, I guess.
We were going to do, like, all the stuff.
Yeah, she was going to be decked out in more than just the tiara. It's like a time-lapse kind of a thing, like cut to, she's got rings and...
a sash.
Grill.
I think a nose ring.
Nah, I don't know if she has time to do that. That would be funny.
Definitely, like, some earring thing.
Yeah.
Some sparkling...
necklace.
Pearl necklace.
Like an amulet or something.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to put a brooch on this sash thing. Big armbandy bangles. Crown. All 5 points of it.
You been following the Dilbert guy at all?
Oh, I just heard he completely stepped in it and now he's getting dropped from newspapers.
Which he deserves.
Yeah. I mean, he deserved it a long time ago.
Yeah, apparently he's been awful for a long time. I just didn't really know. I don't really read Dilbert.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Well, anytime, actually, it probably came out during the early days of Me Too.
Oh, was he?
He was probably complaining about cancel culture.
I think he was. I just had never really heard it until he was on a live stream and said something stupid. So be careful, Lee.
Ooh.
Ness says no scepter.
Oh, she could be. She could have a scepter. That's right.
Did scepters serve any functional purpose back in the day other than to...
Yeah, it's how you strike your subjects.
Oh. It's a hitting tool.
Yeah.
There was no other thing other than...
If there's a better way to smack a subject who's been uppity with you, I don't know what is.
It's true.
I don't know what it is.
It's uncouth to just walk around with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
So let's make the bat look fancy.
Yeah, it's a fancy bat.
Yeah, I see that. I can see why you wouldn't just walk around with a baseball bat.
She looks like she's in a rap video.
Yeah. It's Lil Guardians.
It's Lil Guardians. Oh my god. But and on that note,
shut it down. Shut it down.
I think we should. Actually, it's 9:30.
Yeah.
Thanks for chilling with us, Ness. It's good to talk to you. We need to come hang sometime. I'm gonna text you and Greg about setting up something for this summer, if you're still there. Anyway, peace.
Bye.
I don't know why I was looking at and like making motions to the microphone. There's the camera.
Bye, microphone.
I need to go home and sleep.
I'll miss you, microphone, when you're not around.
Bye.